Today, the CDI big family, with more than 100 political parties, which represent Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, Hindus, etc., from all different regions in the world, with one fundamental aim: promoting a rule-based international order founded upon universal ethics and humanitarian values to confront today's challenges. And it is precisely here where we intervene with the ultimate goal of the R20. Thank you very much. Excellencies, authorities, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. Let me start my intervention by expressing on behalf of the Centrist Democrat International, the world's largest network of political parties, which I have the honor to lead, our gratitude to the co-host of the G20 Religion Forum, the R20, Nahdlatul Ulama, and the Muslim World League, for their kind invitation to participate in this significant event with our presence here today. We want to acknowledge the importance of the R20 Forum to promote the world's political and economic structure which share moral principles and spiritual values. Our gratitude also goes to President Joko Widodo, President of the world's largest Muslim majority democracy, for his undoubted support to recognize the R20 as an official G20 main event, thus providing a global platform through which diverse religious leaders and cultural figures from across the world may discuss their concerns and exchange ideas with politicians to find solutions to global problems traditionally considered to the concern of political elites. I would like to congratulate President Jokowi, as his people like to call him, for his leadership and clairvoyance, bringing these players into a new game board. It is indeed essential to the well-being of humanity that moral and ethical values weigh equally with economic and political considerations in shaping public policy. Today, as President Jokowi is making history again, like President Sukarno did in 1955 with the Bandung Conference, one of the most significant geopolitical events of the 20th century, with the R20, President Jokowi is offering an historic opportunity to revive the spirit of that conference and update its agenda to confront humanity's current challenges. And today, under his leadership, Indonesia is also making history again by hosting the R20 like it did before with the Bandung Conference. Indonesia, a country founded upon the Pancasila philosophy and home to the humanitarian Islam movement, which embodies the collective wisdom of the country's multi-religious, pluralistic, and multi-ethnic civilization, and the noble values of Islam, including Rahmah, the universal love and compassion, inspires a strong sense of unity and social harmony under the national motto, oneness amid diversity, an extraordinary example for the world. And talking about history, please allow me to share a little piece of it with you. The CDI origins date back to 1925, when political parties from Belgium, Germany, Italy, France, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Austria, Switzerland, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, Spain, Portugal, and Lithuania gathered for the first time to establish the International Secretariat of Democratic Parties of Christian Inspiration, SIPDIC-SIC for its acronym in French. All of them were behind the intellectual, philosophical, and spiritual origins of the post-war World Second International Order, and closely associated with the tradition of Western humanism and Christian democracy. All of them share fundamental principles inspired by humanism, the dignity of people, personal freedoms, and human rights as later defined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948. And all of them serve one common objective: the constant search for peace between human beings. The International Secretariat evolved to the Christian Democrat International, and later on to the current Centrist Democrat International, due to an increasing membership of non-Christian parties which share the same principles and values regardless of their religion's affiliation. Today, the CDI big family, with more than 100 political parties, which represent Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, Hindus, etc., from all different regions in the world, with one fundamental aim: promoting a rule-based international order founded upon universal ethics and humanitarian values to confront today's challenges. And it is precisely here where we intervene with the ultimate goal of the R20, as stated by our good friend Pakiaya, founding chairman of the G20 Religion Forum and general chairman of Nahdlatul Ulama. We hope to facilitate the merge of global movement, in which people of goodwill of every faith and nation will help bring the world's geopolitical and economic power structure into alignment with the highest moral and spiritual values for the sake of all humanity. The characteristic nature of the R20 as an unprecedented summit of high-level religious and political leaders will help address the current global challenges with a broader perspective, ensuring that religion can be a genuine and dynamic source of solutions rather than problems in the 21st century. And that comes at the time when we are still trying to deal with the terrible effects of the worst pandemic of our societies have known in modern times. For that reason, Indonesia G20 presidency chose the theme "Recover Together, Recover Stronger" in an effort to boost our collective ability to create inclusive and sustainable foundation for growth based on three pillars: global health architecture, sustainable energy transition, and digital transition. If you allow me, I would like to add the following: recover better. The quality of our recovery is instrumental to the success of such recovery, and this is the importance of the R20. The R20 can help promote rule-based international order founded upon universal ethics and humanitarian values at a time when see war in the European soil again, with a real possibility to further escalate into a multinational nuclear conflict which will trigger World War III. At a time when autocrats thrive all over the world, fostering the emergence of authoritarian civilizationist states that do not accept the rule-based post-World War II order, which has long served as the framework for international relations, including the greatest expansion of economic well-being in the history of humanity. At a time when narco-states expand their geographic scope and colonize new countries, especially including those under the umbrella of the Foro de Sao Paulo and the Grupo de Puebla in Latin America. At a time when people starve due to food shortages provoked by the wars and droughts, when families cannot pay energy prices, when natural disasters increase their frequency and destructive capacity. As these difficult times, we, political and religious leaders, must humbly admit our responsibility to this and further generations and realize that our actions today will shape the future of our children and grandchildren for good or for bad. In the CDI, we have been tirelessly working towards this goal. As the world's West-centered economic principle shifts towards Eurasia, and geopolitical competition threatens to undermine peace and security throughout this vast landmass, widespread acknowledgement of and adherence to universal ethics and humanitarian values may help ensure that transition can be navigated more peacefully. CDI and its extensive global network of allies are in a unique position to facilitate this process, for they embrace a common set of human and universal values, rooted in their respective religious and cultural traditions. These kindred traditions, which include but are not limited to Western humanism, Christian democracy, and humanitarian Islam, may serve as the foundation for a 21st century alliance to build a peaceful and prosperous global civilization. For all the above, the Centrist Democrat International invite peoples of goodwill of every faith and nation, as well as political parties and governments worldwide, to join us and the R20 Forum in this alliance to block the weaponization of religion, safeguard human dignity, and foster the emergence of a truly just and harmonious world order, founded upon the equal rights and dignity of every human being. Today, humanity is facing unprecedented threats, such as attacks on life, abortion, euthanasia, attacks on the family, gender ideology, and attacks on morality, relativism, and materialism. Only a joint effort among monotheist religions, ecumenism, such as the proposed by Pope St. John Paul II, will be able to overcome these threats. In spite of threats and difficulties, humanity always finds a way to overcome them, especially when it places its hopes in God, who always responds with overabundance to those who cry out for His divine intervention. Thank you very much.